You know what? I think I need lipstick for this. Hold on. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, This School Called Life. I'm Megan and your therapist for the next, hopefully, less than 18 minutes. This is second video for me. Yep. And today we're going to be getting into extroverts and introverts and stuff you need to know to be in a relationship with them. Today's video is kind of putting the introvert myth to bed about what we are and what we aren't, exploring what extroverts are actually going up against, and how to be in a relationship with the two. So let's start with what introverts aren't. A lot of words that get thrown around are, I don't know, adjectives like shy, not very social, quiet, reserved. And while these words aren't necessarily incorrect, they're kind of extreme, because introverts aren't necessarily antisocial or withdrawn or don't like being invited out or going into bars or restaurants or clubs. It's just when we are... Motherfucking phone. We're gonna put that on silent now. Don't know who you are, but you're not getting answered right now. So when we're out with our friends in social settings, as an introvert, as a fellow introvert, I love being with my friends and I love going out. Well, pre-pandemic, I love going out. But the difference was when I would come home from like an outing with like my girlfriends or my husband and his friends, I needed alone time. I needed to recharge my emotional battery, because that's really the key essence of what an introvert is. We have emotional batteries that get recharged when we're on our own. So like in our own space, in our own room, doing things that we enjoy, probably individual hobbies like reading, drawing, writing, playing guitar, singing, twirling, I don't know, laying in a bath. But our batteries get drained by people's interaction with us. And when we can recognize that, we can actually recharge those batteries by taking those alone moments for ourselves so that we can be ready to go out for the next experience. Another thing that we need to keep in mind with introverts is just because we don't talk very much doesn't mean we're not listening. And that's kind of the great thing about being an what the fuck? Who is this and what do they want? No, stop. And you're on silent, dude, and airplane mode. Yeah, there it is. So what we were looking for is to connect with people. And when we listen more than we talk, we get to know more about you and engage and connect on a deeper level. The problem with that is if I'm an introvert and I'm with an extrovert partner, we have no problem enjoying having our extrovert fill the space with conversation, because it kind of takes that pressure off of us. But what a lot of people tend to think is we just don't want to talk and we don't have a lot to say, when really it's kind of, after a certain point, would be nice if there was space for us to actually kind of interject. When you are an introvert who is in a relationship with an extrovert, like my husband and myself, it's important to leave space for, engagement both ways. So I'm more quiet, I'm more reserved. My husband is extremely outgoing. He's got a lot to say. And sometimes I think he forgets that I can put my 2 cents in. It's just because he speaks with such enthusiasm and so rapidly, I tend to actually receive more and stay quiet. And it's something that, like, communication patterns and issues that people in relationships have to be mindful of and work on. Which brings me to my little extroverts out there. You guys get a lot of praise in society because you're confident and you come in and you own a room and you are always down to show up and like entertain people, which is great. But it also puts you at a disadvantage in the way where a lot of extroverts find their value in external validation. So social media, friendship circles, people on YouTube, for example, they feel seen when they're actually being commented on and being validated. But if you put an extrovert in, say, a pandemic, who's not in a relationship and doesn't have roommates and is living alone in their apartment in their home, and they can't go out because, I don't know, they have an autoimmune disease or they don't like anybody sick or they're following the rules. That's why COVID-19 has caused so much disruption and mental illness and depression, at least one of the many reasons. That's why a lot of extroverts have really struggled during the pandemic, because their batteries are actually charged through interaction with other people. So an example is, at the end of my workday, I am a therapist. My job is to engage people, and sometimes I'm doing this 6-7 hours nonstop all day. My husband works from home as well, but his job does not involve him to engage with that many people. And so he's in the other room draining his battery because he has absolutely no interaction with anybody else. By the time I'm done with my sessions and I come out of my little office hole, he just sees a human and goes, yes, energy, somebody to engage with me, to be involved with. And that's great for him, but it's terrible for me, because as an introvert, I need that extra hour in my office doing nothing with no stimulation so I can recharge my battery, so I can see him. So when you're finding yourself in a relationship with an extrovert and you're an introvert or vice versa, it's really important to be mindful of these things. If you're not, then you're always going to be getting into arguments or disagreements about the amount of time, quality time spent with one another. And really, it's just this difference in temperament and personality traits. And if you can find that kind of like sweet workaround where you're open with your communication, you say to your partner, it's not that I don't want to be with you. Oh my God, it's my cat. It's almost like the world's against me right now in this video. It's not that I don't want to talk to you or hang out with you. It's just, when you talk for a living, you need more time to yourself to get back up to like full throttle. And once I was able to explain that, especially during COVID, because I would be declining a lot of FaceTime calls, they had more understanding that it wasn't that I was ignoring them or being indifferent. It was just, I needed to take care of myself first before I could take care of them. So that is video number 2. This is Lois Lane. And I hope you guys subscribe, comment, like the video, hit my little bell. Well, that sounded dirty. But come back. The next one's going to be all about fear, and why doing this channel is me literally facing my own personal fear and hell. But I'm doing it because that's where the growth happens. So I'll see you guys next time. Remember, the subscribing button, pass it on, help a chick out. See you guys soon.